Alrighty, everyone, welcome back to Final Fantasy XVI. Last time around, we had a heck of a development as we did the ginormous Bahamut boss fight. That's done now. And now, we have to figure out what's next. Now, what's weird is that it is said that there was a mission, one of the meaningful side missions with the plus next to it, but it's not on my map. You see that? It's not there. So I'm thinking maybe we have to speak with Otto first. And once we speak with Otto, maybe then it'll appear. Because isn't it weird that it's just not here? Like, where the hell is it? The reading table. Oh! Look at this. It's here. About Blackthorn. Look at that. Cheers for your help dragging Blackthorn out of the dumps the other day. The thing is, I reckon he's gone and thrown himself back in. Judging by the droop of his jowls lately, I'm thinking maybe it weren't just the leather that was on his mind. Maybe there's other demons jabbing their pitchforks into his private. What kind of language is this? Yes. When I think about someone maybe mentally disturbed by something, I think that demons are jabbing pitchforks into their testicles. That's very good wording. I know you're a busy bloke. Next time you find yourself free, maybe you could go and ask the old bastard what's got him hot and bothered. Okay. So we needed to do that.
Hopefully it's nothing. But I should speak to Blackthorn just in case.
Good. Let's do that. Blacksmith Blues 2. I've heard that these blacksmith quests are important. Although what's weird is the first one totally wasn't, right? Like the first one we did, it just gave me an item to craft, and I never had the crafting thing to do it. So it's just been sitting there. I never really got anything out of it. But maybe at the end, maybe you get something really good if you do all of them, because I think there's like 2 or 3 of them to do in the game. Well, let's find out. What's eating Blackthorn?
Blackthorn, do you have a moment?
Not really, no.
This won't take long. I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. August was worried about you, and you might still be doubting your craft, even after learning the trick of that cuirass.
Cuirass!
Is there something else weighing on your mind? Perhaps sharing your thoughts might help.
That bastard's like a dog with a bone. Still, he's got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well, Karen showed me something I've never seen before.
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing with a single-edged blade. The metal itself wasn't anything to write home about, but fuck me, the edge on it.
This guy obsesses over weapons.
Slice a man clean in two with a weapon like that, and he'd be halfway home before he even realised he'd been cut.
So that's what's troubling you?
No. Not troubling me exactly. More distracting. Can't stop thinking, how do you get an edge that sharp? It's driving me mad.
And if you knew how to do it, we could arm the curse breakers with even better blades.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can find out. Sharper swords are always welcome. And we can't have our master blacksmith being distracted.
You're a soft touch, you know that. But I can't say I'm not grateful for it. Good luck, eh?
Thank you.
So what are we doing? I literally got distracted and stopped paying attention. I'm serious. What are we doing for this request? Speak with Charon. Alright. Where is she? We're over here. I got distracted already. I mean, that's like a record. That was, what, 2 minutes? I was already distracted.
Karen.
What you want? Out with it.
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn. Single-edged.
Should we just skip the dialogue and just get to the mission? Let's do that. Because I don't care. I just want to know they're just going to send me off to get an equipment item or something, and that's all it's going to matter, right? So, find Ignac in Dalimil. Ignac in Dalimil. Alright. Open the world map. Where are you, Ignac? Oh, they won't let me do it yet. Alright. So I have to do the story mission first. Okay, let's do the story mission first, and then we'll go back to talk to Ignac. We gotta talk to Otto. This will be more important. The frame rate's bad. What's going on with the frame rate today? It's like choppy as hell. It's usually not that choppy. It's actually really choppy today. Huh. Hope they didn't patch the game and fuck it up. More hunts. We've got the 10 of clubs, another generic dude with a big club. The Magath brothers, 3 generic dudes with big clubs. You can't even kid. You're not kidding. Look, it's the same fucking enemy twice. And Ruin Reawakened. S rank, a Dread Dragon. So this is one of the rare fights, correct? And someone I done the last one. I wonder if this one's worth doing or not. I don't know what I'll do with it or not, right? Well, we can find it. I don't know where this one is. The Dread Dragon fight. We beat the last S rank, so I bet we can beat that one too. All right, let's talk to Otto.
Otto, how fares the realm?
The realm? Oh, she's just fine. As long as you look past the fat storms out mother crystals and her skies are a roiling cesspit.
Hello, Darth
Gav.
Fig.
He's with your uncle in the Free Cities, helping Mid with her project. Sent an owl their way the moment the winds turned foul. Still waiting on a reply, though.
Do you have any good news?
Does anyone in this game have good news? Ever?
Well, that depends on your definition of good.
All right, fine. What do you suggest we do?
Oh, no, I'm just a messenger. I leave the scheming to those more suited to the task. Could be that Lady Vivian and Old Tomes have their own thoughts on the current state of things. Could be that they don't. It certainly can't hurt to ask.
I suppose not.
So I'm gonna talk to Vivian and Tomes to advance the plot. All right.
How is it that every one of your little excursions presages some inexplicable catastrophe? Not that you are to blame for the Dominion's
Excuse me.
fate. No one could have predicted the actions of the Crown Prince.
I'm sorry I couldn't save your home.
My countrymen are stronger than you think. A few toppled clock towers won't break their
So that's where she was
spirits.
from. The town that just got
They'll be
destroyed.
back on their feet in no time.
I hope so.
Look at us. Bluer than a pair of bog crabs. Tempting though it may be, sulking will not help us find a solution to this mess.
You believe there's one to be found?
I don't know. But I am certain we're more likely to find it if we first examine the facts.
The facts. What are the facts? Let's find out. I assume we're going after Odin next. That's the only one left, no?
Beneath these darkened skies, fear and confusion reign over Valisthea. Oh, the lands around the fallen mother crystals had already begun to wilt for want of ether. But not like this. Crystals that filled wells and fueled furnaces. Now nothing but pretty shards of rock. And those that hang from the people's necks cast nary a glimmer of light to keep the dark at bay. It is only a matter of time before the common folk convince themselves that the end of days is upon us. Yet I fear a swift end is more than we can hope for. While most of the world thirsts for ether, the remainder drowns in it, spawning Akashic in droves. And amidst the hordes of mindless beasts, with magics as like to fail as function, even the strongest nation would falter. Rosaria and the Iron Kingdom teeter on the brink of collapse, while the tragedy in Twinside has all but paralyzed the Holy Empire. Dalmekia fares little better. Rumor has it the ministers fled the capital after the fall of Drake's Fang, leaving their beloved republic to crumble. Wulud, meanwhile, moves in earnest. The Einherjar has been sighted off-storm. The world, in short, is in chaos. It would seem our civilization was nothing but a castle of sand, to be washed away at the whim of the waves.
Wow.
A castle of sand.
Not my best flourish, but it seemed fitting. The reports I've received are considerably more blunt in their appraisal. Without the protection of their nations, it will fall to the people to defend themselves against those who would take what is theirs.
Which is only ever going to end one way.
Defending a farmhouse against a band of chocobo thieves is one thing, but pitchforks and palisades will do little to stall an army's advance. Should the King of Waloed deign to invade, there would be none to stop him.
None but us.
Okay. Continuing on. I received a super chat from Average Hyena Enjoyer. Thank you to Average Hyena Enjoyer for the super chat. I appreciate that. And that's it. This is lagging. Yes. Just to make sure. Okay. Cool. Yes, Joshua and Clive are brothers. Someone just asked in the chat. They are brothers. That is correct. Or half brothers? Full brothers? These are full brothers, right? Okay, we have to go talk to Tomes. Yo, let's hope that this doesn't take forever. Has Tomes seriously given you a single important piece of information in this game yet? I think once he told you about an item, right? That was it? The whole game? 30 hours in?
Let me guess. You're here about the skies.
Is there anything you don't know, Lawsman?
It doesn't
Yeah, the
take
winning
a
lotto
astrologer
numbers.
to argue the obvious. As for what has disturbed the heavens, that, I believe, is a question the Fallen might be better placed to answer than I. And on the 6th day did the gods tear the sun from the firmament, visiting darkness upon their prideful sons and daughters.
Herp-a-derp-a-derp.
But I dare say you remember your childhood lessons on the sins of Zemeckis only too well.
You think they're connected? That Ultima was one of the gods responsible.
Huh.
Well, he has certainly exhibited powers that we mortals would associate with the divine.
There is nothing divine about him.
But he wouldn't be the first god of whom that could be said, now would he? Yet for all the fairy tales that tell of the sins, there is almost nothing in the way of actual historical accounts. Had I the Journal of Moss the Chronicler, I may have been able to tell you more, but alas, I fear all remaining copies have been lost to time. You will forgive me, I hope?
Certainly not. Because there is nothing to forgive. Even without this journal, you've provided us ample wisdom. And we will always be grateful for it. Perhaps I'll take
Oh, shout out to
share
Wicked
his
P who
thoughts
says,
with
hello
me, is what
DSP, been
the
watching you
others
since you
have to
started on YouTube. Wanted to say, hey, glad to see you growing strong. Thank you. That's nice of you. Okay, let's try to get this dialogue done so we can at least move on to some kind of action. Remember, we want to do the side quest, but we can't do it yet until we finish all this dialogue for the main quest. We're locked into this. It's very fun walking back and forth and 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 back and forth. Oh, sorry. He's talking.
Actually, there are 3. We had as many owls arrive while you were at the shelves. Martha's got a cashier at her gates, and talk of monsters roaming the hills outside of Northreach has put the wind up Isabel and her lot.
And don't forget Dalimil. Lubor says the village was raided by bandits.
When it rains...
It fucking pours. The curse breakers are spread thin, taking stock of the damage in the Dominion. And even if I could get word to all of them, I doubt they'd get here in time to make any real difference. Which means there's only 2 people who can.
Jill and I.
Let them know we're on our way.
Back and forth and back and forth. Alright. We can actually do stuff now. It looks like they want us to go to 3 different world locations. And incidentally, one is not only main story, but I believe the other one also has the side quest. So we'll do that first, obviously, and try to do 2 birds with 1 stone. Alright. Dalimil, the desert. Chef Boyardee says, real pretty game, eh? This is my first time seeing you play it. I got a Tuesday off, which is rare in my case. Graphics overall are great, except for the frame rate, which is very inconsistent. As you can see, it's kind of choppy, right? Now, why does it say 5 Ignac and Dalimil? Why is that locked? Are we forced to do the story first? I think we are. I think we're forced to do the story portion first. Because everything else is showing a lock, so let's do the story first.
Sid, your new companion appears much more formidable than your uncle. Should I be worried? You haven't been introduced.
Jill, Clive has told me much about you.
All lies, I'm sure.
Your Stolas said that Dalimil has a bandit problem.
Indeed. Although, you're a little late. They left with our food and guild days ago. Any idea where they went? The desert's a big place. Your guess is as good as mine. But the fact is, I have more immediate concerns.
What did you say to me? What did you say?
What is going on?
As if by magic. Let's just say we've yet to reach a consensus about how to solve Dalimil's at this rate, it won't be the actions of the bandits which prove to be our undoing. It will be our own. Now, I've tried reasoning with the dissenting parties, but even the Desert Hare has limits.
Perhaps we could talk to them.
What makes you think they'll listen to us?
What makes you think they won't?
She makes a fair point, Sid. And you won't have wasted much of your precious time if you fail. They're just across the courtyard.
I guess we'll do it. I think we're forced to, right? Mr. Puzzle says he was watching a video on demand of me playing Street Fighter Alpha 3 and he liked my Ken. I don't recall ever really playing with Ken or being good at it. My Ken was terrible in that game. I would say my Bison, my Rose, my Gen, like not Ken but Gen with Gen, he was pretty good. But my Ken sucked ass. Excuse me. Time to fight. Kung Fu fight right now.
You wouldn't talk like that if it had been your men whose throats were slit. Blood for blood. It's the only
These two
way.
walked up and they were two actors.
We hire mercenaries and have them
They're
mount the
gonna
bandits'
do a
heads on
scene.
our walls as a lesson to the rest.
And what happens when those mercenaries are slaughtered like your men? Are you going to hire more? We're better off using that coin to buy food and supplies. If we hire mercenaries, the only thing we're buying is the bandit's ire. And you cannot fill empty bellies with that. Do you hear me?
But what happens when they come back? Maybe it'll be your throat that's slit.
That's enough. Both of you. Any more of this and I'll throw you out myself. Come back when you're ready to talk like adults.
That's right. Stop bickering like children. No drama here. Drama-free zone. Remember that. Really?
Victor.
April 20th, 2019 was when I played with Ken. Oh, that was a long time ago. So I mean, like, I barely ever played with Ken in Alpha 3. Speak with Victor. Oh, did the side quest just unlock? No. Yes? No? Where did it go?
People take notice of wealthy men.
No, it's in there.
Shouldn't
There it
be
is,
too hard
look.
to track down Karen's collector.
It disappeared. Could be upstairs?
Haven't we had enough fighting?
Where's the side quest? What's this?
My reputation will be ruined. Ruined!
Ruined!
Calm yourself, Lord Ignac. I beg of you.
Ignac.
Before you do yourself
I think
a
this is it.
mischief.
Pardon the intrusion, but
Out! Get out! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Leave me be!
Please, allow me to apologize. His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been fond of guests arriving unannounced.
Radim! Get rid of the filthy oaf this instant!
Very good, Lord Ignac. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
Yeah, Wicked P, I agree. The side quests aren't very good. The side quests with the pluses on them are the ones that you actually get, like, a significant improvement, like upgrade to your potions or a good weapon. That's why I'm doing only those,
I'm
basically.
sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? No, no, no. That's just how his lordship is. Though the morning's events have left him somewhat fractious.
Fractious.
He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made away with a considerable amount of coin. Coin the innkeeper will soon be keen to collect.
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the stolen items. A single-edged sword. It was purchased from a merchant friend of mine.
Ah, you know Lady Karen. Yes, I'm afraid it was.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage. But I have one condition.
You have but to state it. You are welcome to anything that is within my power to grant.
I want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be enough. Then I'll be on my way.
A condition I would be a fool to refuse. Of course, you shall have your audience.
I don't suppose you saw where the thieves went.
I did not, no. Though some discreet inquiries made on his lordship's behalf mean that I know where you might find them. The bandits' bed.
Will this be that cave we found
Every
earlier that had
ill-gotten
nothing in
coin
it? Maybe the
Dalimil
bandits are in
is
that
set to
cave for
pass
this
through
mission.
that disreputable corner of the Valcroy.
And that's where I'm heading.
I shall speak to Lord Ignac in your absence.
All right, you talk to Lord Ignac or Paddywhack or give a dog a bone or whatever the hell you want to do. Yeah, I think so. I think I'm correct, by the way. Let's see. I'm pretty sure that's what this is going to end up being. No Torval? There's Torval. I was going to say no Torval. There he is. Torval and Jill. Got the party together here. Scorpion. Oh, I try to have the level 4 limit break now. Cool. The maximized limit break. She missed completely. You saw that, right? She didn't hit him once. Okay. Get across this desert. Do I have my... Oh, I have my chocobo. Cool. Where my chocobo? I want to ride upon my chocobo. Now, how do we get across? You don't. You follow it. You follow the edge. Okay. Cool. Wicked Pieces. I think more games need to put that same energy into the side quests like they do in games like Cyberpunk. They did a really good job all around on the quest. Some of the side quests in Cyberpunk were better than the main game, honestly. Remember the conspiracy quest where the whole politician's family was being spied upon and mind controlled? Like, that was seriously good. It was intriguing. It was creepy. It was well written. I wish that more games would have quests like that. You know. This game, the side quests just seem like an afterthought. Most of them, anyway. Exciting plans for dinner tonight. I think we're having pasta with a spicy marinara sauce, and we're actually going back to the chicken meatballs that we used to eat all the time. We haven't had them in a couple of months. I think we're going back to them tonight. So anything with pasta, I love. I'm an Italian, you know. So for me, that's the good stuff. Is this it right here? These assholes?
You deserve a rest.
These guys totally are not generic or anything.
We've got company. Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off.
That's the innkeeper right there. Right. Oh, I forgot. I have a whole new thing. I have the Bahamut abilities, and I didn't try them. I should probably try Bahamut's abilities, right? See if they're any good. I totally forgot about that. interrupted me.
Farewell.
Very exciting. The spoils of war. Steel silk and black blood.
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems to be damaged. All right. Let's get it back to Dalimil.
I hear I have you to thank for the return of my effects. What should I call you, my good man?
Wyvern. Glad to make your acquaintance.
Wyvern? Where'd you pull that out of?
Formidable name indeed.
You made a name up.
Well, Wyvern, I appear to be in your debt. Redeem here tells me you wished for an audience. Is that all?
A few moments of your time should suffice, yes.
You're a peculiar fellow, Wyvern. All right. Speak.
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him about a certain single-edged sword you recently acquired.
Oh, a true work of art.
Oh.
Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Radim here to get my hands on that sword. It was made in the Outer Isles, far beyond the Twins, and is used exclusively by the practitioners of a unique school of swordsmanship. They believe no combat should ever exceed a single strike, and hone their blades to such perfection that none ever does. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke, and for that stroke only. They crack upon a second blow.
So it's a piece of shit sword.
There's
Only
a
one hit.
brutal sort of beauty to it, really.
One hit and then they're
How
done.
do they hone such an edge?
Fine question. Why, they use a whetstone, of course. Whetstones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, then 10,000 more. But it is the final stone which lends the blade its legendary sharpness. A mineral quite foreign to this great realm of ours. And that is the key. The secret ingredient. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to services rendered. Take this, together with my regards. The very stone of which
Oh, the
far
whetstone.
rarer among collectors than even the blade itself, and a far more fitting payment.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lord.
Okay, enough blabbing. So we got the whetstone to go back and give to Blackensmith or whatever his name is. Blackenschmidt, right?
I think his lordship is
I
right.
can't remember his name.
With you, master.
Totally forgot his name. Blackstone, right? I think it's Blackstone. Not Blackenschmidt.
Trust Uncle... No.
Yeah. Alright. Deliver the sundered whetstone to... Oh, Blackthorn. Excuse me, it was Blackthorn. See, I was completely wrong. Alright, let's go give it to Blackthorn. Let's get this mission done. So what'll happen? When I give this to him, we'll just level him up again? Or will I be able to get something out of it? Because last time he gave me a blueprint for an item that I never got. I never got the crafting item, so I couldn't make it. And now I think I have items that are better than it anyway.
Sorry for the wait. But hopefully you'll agree it was worth it.
You learned something about that sword, then?
I did better than that.
Sundered whetstone. There it is. Very exciting.
A whetstone? Yes. But not one you'll find anywhere in Valisthea.
Were you just stare at it or what?
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on the grinding wheel. One hit and all done, eh? Might not be so bad if all you ever fought were duels. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent would be your last, no matter how good you were.
Even so, is there some way it could be used to give the curse breakers an edge?
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of steel, I could probably even make a twin of the blade that rattled me.
Wow.
There'd be no replacing this little rock once I worn it down to a sliver. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it, if that. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly, and that would see them through a single fire piece. Nah, no point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much use as a wax anvil. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine, now that's something to consider. And what's finer than fallen masonry, eh? Or more hard-wearing, for that matter. Just imagine it. Good Valisthian steel with an edge as sharp as any found in the Outer Isles. I won't make a copy now.
Have we seriously been playing for 30
better.
minutes? Oh my
I'm sure
god.
the curse breakers will
30
be
minutes has
delighted.
passed on my stream already. We haven't done anything.
Push yourself too hard.
Alright, enough.
Hey.
Oh. So, what did I get? Excalibur Design Craft. Really? Forge a sword to rival that of the legendary king. I guess we'll see if we can make it. Probably not. I'm going to assume we don't have the items for it yet. Right? Excalibur!
What do I owe the honor? What do you want?
So I can make the Brightburn. That's new. Excalibur requires a Grimalkin hide. I already have the bomb ember, but I'd have to get a Grimalkin hide. It's only green, which actually means that it's not as rare. But why don't I have one then? Right? Like you would think.
How am I meant to do that then?
If that's the less rare thing, I should have it, and I don't, which is really stupid. So I wonder how you get it. I mean, this sword's better than what I've got by 5 each. But if I reinforce it... hold on. I need a diamond sword and a white worm bone. I guess I don't have either, huh? No, not that I can see. That's not as good. Oh, I can make diamond armlet +2. Alright, let's do that.
You can thank me later.
If I had a white worm's bone, then I could do this stuff, but I don't have it. I guess maybe I'll make the Brightburn. It's going to be a slight increase. Okay. Won't let me. The fuck? Why can't I do it? What the? It says craft. It doesn't work. Look. It says I have the items for it, but... Whoa! It was glitched. Now it's working.
No scratches.
What was that? It was a weird glitch. Wow. I swear I run into some of the most interesting stuff. How did that happen? Right? So here's the Drake Slayer belt. As you can see, at this point, even if I make it, it's worthless. My other belt's better. So there's no point in ever crafting this. See that? But I did get the Excalibur blueprint. The Sons of Ouroboros. I don't know when I got this. The Orichalcum is the crafting item I got from the S-rank hunt. See that? But I don't have a stained loincloth or a marble flower. So. Alright, well I got a new sword, I guess. Alright, now we go back to the story. So. Shall we just continue with the story here? I guess so. We'll go back and do these. Okay. Alright. Guys, I hope you're enjoying the stream. It is incredibly chill, right? Let's see here. I received a $20 tip from 1 Minute Man. Thank you to 1 Minute Man. I appreciate that very much. Biggest contribution of the day, so let's get that up on the leaderboard. Okay. Thank you. Guys, if you're having a good time, please consider supporting the stream. Giving it a like is a great, easy way to help out. When we hit 100 likes today, I'll do a silly bubble blow for you to show my thanks for the engagement. Super chat, a membership, or a gifted membership, or a tip, all appreciated. Trying to hit the tips goal, initial tips goal of $50 today, if possible. Thank you to anyone who tips. That's a great of you. Thank you. Let's continue.
Sid and Lady Jill. What brings you here?
Boring padding.
What
What else would bring us here?
Same thing.
Costness is in chaos, and the markets have all but ceased to operate. The Briar's Kiss here in Dalimil is the only place I can reliably obtain supplies. I was here to do just that when Master Lubor told me of his troubles. He thought I might be able to talk some sense into these fools. But if you're here, I suppose his patience must be waning.
Who are those people?
Those were the thorns in Lubor's side. And the reason this place might be headed the same way as Costness.
Wicked Pete, thank you. I'm going to read your message in a second.
These
That's useful.
accursed skies. The darkness is enough to drive a man to madness. Or an entire city, for that matter.
We're still working on the skies. But in the meantime, perhaps we can find a solution to Dalimil's problems.
What's up, Chad King?
I hope so. For all our sakes.
And so he was never seen again. He walked off out of the game. Speak with Lubor. So Wicked P says, any items with a little icon next to them or on them are showing that those are gotten through hunts. He says he suggests them because the hunts are fun. I did a couple of them already, including an S rank one. That leveled me up like 3 levels, which was pretty funny when I beat it. So I think it's a Grimulkin hide, and it was green, which means it's probably a lower level hunt. So maybe I should do that. If it means I'm going to get the Excalibur sword, then maybe I should do it.
So, you see my predicament?
What I saw was a room full of people who were angry and afraid. And with good reason by the sound of it. But if left to smolder, that anger and fear could set the entire town alight.
My thoughts exactly. What to do? Both sides wish to protect their homes and livelihoods, if only they could agree on how. But as long as they are divided, we are vulnerable.
And if there's one thing bandits like, it's an easy target.
Let's just kill all the bandits. Fuck it.
Outlaw suggest.
Oh boy.
Well, if it were my namesake, he'd let them choose for themselves and be on hand to pick up the pieces when it all went wrong.
That sounds like a recipe for disaster.
A recipe for disaster is precisely what it is. But perhaps that realization would be enough to make them question the ingredients. While it's plain neither Conrad nor Natalie will countenance the other's proposal, it may still be possible to make them doubt their own. Before presenting them with a third option.
And that would be?
To pool our resources and save the city ourselves. Why fight each other?
When all that fear and anger can be directed at the bandits.
It appears we have a plan of action. Victor, pay Conrad a visit. See if you can't convince him of his folly. I'll speak with Natalie.
What are we doing here?
As you wish.
All this stuff has
More
nothing to do with the
faces are
plot,
not
man.
well known in this town. That may prove useful. Don't worry, Victor and I will do most of the talking. You need only play along.
Play along.
What he means to say is yes.
Wicked P says, I would do all the hunts to give you all resources in case you want to upgrade your gear for New Game Plus. There is absolutely no way I'm playing New Game Plus. Like, my audience is very bored with this game, if you can't tell. If you take a look at the amount of viewers on the stream today, the fact that there's not a lot of action going on. People are tired of this. They want me to do other stuff. I've been playing it for over a month. We're about 30 hours in at this point, and people are very bored. It's sad because there are parts of the game that I feel are very good, but parts like this are dragging on so long and are so boring that it's just not good for a streaming audience. Maybe if you're immersed in this world and you like MMO-style games or whatever, this just is not... It's just not resonating with my audience. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. I'm definitely not doing New Game Plus. But I'd like to maybe get the Excalibur sword. That could be cool, right?
She is. The Lady of the Spear herself.
Things Black Cauldron. I'll shout that out in a second.
May I introduce you to Jane, commander of the Red Wings.
Right, the Red Wings.
The oldest mercenary guild in the Free Cities.
A pleasure, my lady.
The pleasure is all mine.
As I told you, I summoned the commander here from Canberra to inquire about a contract.
The Red Wings are in Final Fantasy IV, by the way.
You told him no. That there aren't any men left to hire. Is that true?
True as the crystals cracked. Nobles came and claimed every last one worth his salt. And not just from us.
Is it Lady Jane? Question
you know
mark?
the 7 high houses. There must be 2 score swords assigned each one. Granted, we have a few boys left. If it's boys you're looking for.
Well, Conrad, are you saying that Dalimil's finest cannot defend this town better than a gaggle of unblooded striplings? That a band of beardless youths could better avenge the deaths of your brave men than you yourselves?
Absolutely not. We'll show those bastards who they're dealing with.
I can't believe that actually worked.
Conrad's not what you called the brightest candle in the crypt. And there's a reason why I had you do the talking and not Sid. Well played, my lady.
So, I got a $1 tip from someone saying, I'm enjoying the playthrough, can I be unblocked? If you want to be unblocked, you got to email me. You got to send me your URL to your YouTube channel, and I'll give it a look and see if I can unblock you. But I'm certainly not, you know, not able to do it through a tip email. So, thank you for the $1 tip, though. Black Cauldron did a super chat. So, if you could be trapped in any of his Silent Hill games, which one would you want to be trapped in? None. Why on earth would I want to be trapped in a Silent Hill game? Are you crazy? Hell no. It's like everyone's, if you could be in a game world, which game world would you like to be in? None. I don't want to be in a game world. They're all dangerous. There's killer creatures around every corner. Everything wants to eat you or stomp on you or explode your body. I don't want to be in a video game world. That's the realm of fantasy for a reason. Right? We put ourselves in artificial danger to overcome. We don't want to be in those worlds, right?
If I had my pickaxe, I would.
So thank you for the super chat. And Savage Today just became a channel member. Thank you, Savage Today, for the membership. I appreciate it. That's actually the first one of today. So thank you very much for that. It's up to 521 total members on the channel. Thank you, thank you. Hope you enjoy your perks. Use those emotes. Okay.
Ah, here he is now. Natalie, allow me to introduce Lord Underhill of Randalar's prestigious League of Merchants.
Lord Underhill.
Lord Underhill? What is this, freaking Lord of the Rings?
I was just telling the good lady of our conversation, my lord, and how you were lamenting the state of the capital store.
Okay, I don't care. No, I officially don't care. I'm just going to skip through it all. I really want to get back to the story, and the game just wants you to do the most inane, boring, time-wasting bullshit, and I'm not wasting my time anymore on this. So I'm just skipping it all until we get back to the story. I don't care. This is not the story. This is obvious filler content that no one gives 2 fucks about. No one should give 2 fucks about it. Like, if you play this game, you should be upset that they're wasting your time like this. I just want to get back to the story, man.
Mommy, I'm scared.
So let's see. Savage Today says, what's my favorite Metroidvania game? Oh, that's a tough question. Whew. I've played a few. Like, Metroid Dread was really good, right? That was really good. I like classic Metroid too. But I think the one that I played was Metroid Fusion was really good. I haven't played many Castlevania since they went Metroidvania. Like, I played Symphony of the Night and never beat it, you know? I'd probably go with like classic Metroid or Metroid Fusion, probably. Freaky Professor did a super chat, says, how many hours left in the game? I was told like 12 to 15. But the problem is we keep running into more filler like this that just takes so much time. Like, here we are. We are now, no exaggeration, 45 minutes into today's 3+ hour gameplay. We've already almost wasted a third of our stream on what have we done? Nothing. Because the game is just time wasting. Look, blah, 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 blah. Here we go. Blah, 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 blah. No one cares. No one cares about your little merchant squabbles. No one's going to remember you as characters. Literally, no one will remember Victor or fucking Joubert, whatever the fuck these guys' names are. No one cares. This is such a waste of time. It's very, exactly. Eddie says self-indulgent. I think that's exactly what it should be called. Self-indulgent. It's like, if you have tons of time to fucking waste, then you probably like this content, but like, who would want to just sit here and do this so meaningless compared to the real story, right? They all died? They did. I killed every one of them. Here's one that didn't die. Like one guy. Second wave. Canadian Kirk, I've not seen a tip come through for you. Doesn't mean you need to do it. It means that the notification maybe. So I can check it out and watch. Another wave? Oh, this guy's got super armor. You interrupted me, you fucks? So they did a 3-hit combo. Did you see that? Fuck you! Sultan! The fucking Sultan. It's the name of the fucking enemy, the Sultan. Oh! Sultan this! Oh! Take this Ayatollah ass kickarola. Good lord. Oh! Very good. Very good. Okay, a lot of stuff just happened, so hold on a second here. Canadian Kirk, would you like me to check and see if I got a tip? Because no message came through, but I tend to err on the side of believing my viewers and supporters. I do believe that you did tip. Let's take a look. The app is glitching. Hold on. The app glitched on me. Okay, let's see. And here it is. Yeah, the message didn't come through. It was a $6 tip from Canadian Kirk. He says, turns out I need PS Plus to play the game I bought, which is a physical copy. Which of the 3 tiers of PS Plus should I pick? The most expensive one or the cheapest one? It depends on what you want to get out of it. I strongly recommend that you look up the listing of games you'll get if you get a premium tier. Some of them may be good, some of them not so good. When I got it last summer, there were a few games there that were kind of fun. But overall, after having it for like a month or two, I decided it wasn't worth it, and I canceled it and haven't had it since. That's why I play all my online games on Xbox Live, because I don't want to pay for PS Plus too. So there you go. But the Essential, I think, is the one that's the lowest tier. That's just for online play, correct? I think, anyway. So, up to you. Give it a look. Now, Darth Fig did a super chat. $10 super chat. Thank you. That's very generous. And he says, I've been playing this game for about I've been playing games for about 20 years. I love story-based games. I have a pet peeve when I hear people skipping scenes. However, this is the first game I've ever got tired of and I skipped dialogue, and I'm not ashamed to do so. Well, there you have it. Slimy Slime did a super chat. Says, you won't work with Keemstar because he has bad morals, but you'll work with LTG when he loves bullying disabled people. Can you clarify? First of all, I don't know anything about that. Again, I don't follow the guy. I know nothing about his morals, nor do I really care. All right? I don't want to work with LTG. I want to beat his ass in Street Fighter. Since he pissed me off for insulting my looks and insulting my streams, I want to basically make him look pretty bad and destroy him in the game he thinks he's good at. That's what I want to do. That's a little different than actually actively trying to work with someone to do an ongoing show or a running thing. I just want to do one set against him and beat his ass. That's simple. Okay? Little different. I'm pretty sure Vizant, when he did his challenge set with LTG years ago, also didn't agree with the guy or like him, but he beat his ass regardless. You see the difference? So there you go. Okay.
The townspeople. Could they have held out?
I don't hear any fighting. What do you think?
That we should hurry.
Savage 2 Days says, hope you check out Lies of P demo when you get a chance. We're going to try it before the game comes out, because I don't know if I want to play it or not. So I'm going to use the demo to judge if it's a game I want to play or not. Okay, I'm just skipping all this. I really don't care. This is so boring, so inane, has nothing to do with the actual game. I'm just skipping it all.
Conrad,
Nobody
right?
fucking cares. This is a complete waste of time.
We are...
Overindulgent is exactly the right way to describe this. 100% overindulgent, waste of your time. Okay, one done, 2 more overindulgent, boring missions to go. Let's just get them done as quickly as possible. Shall we? I maybe should look at that Grey Malkin mission, because I think the Grey Malkin was the thing I need to kill to make the Excalibur sword. So let's get through these bullshit things first, and then maybe we'll find the Grey Malkin. Whoa, Savage 2 Day just dropped a 10-member bomb on the channel. Thank you so much. Shout out to Chris Saturn 2, Daniel Ye, Zeladon, UFC Chad, Lionel Sancha, Greg Baxter, Jeremiah, Rich88. Is that 10? That might be 10. Actually, that was 9. There's one left somewhere.
It's good to see you.
And you, Clive. Jill?
Otto said he'd been attacked by a Kashik.
Martin Mayhew and HWT also just got them.
Those skies are what happened. Not long after they fell dark, we had our first visit. There were hundreds of them. Tried to storm the hill. Only a handful made it up here, but that was more than enough.
Thank you very much, Savage 2 Day, for
still
supporting the
down
channel.
there
I really appreciate that.
While we have a few willing fighters holding them back, they're sorely outnumbered.
This is going to be combat.
What do you think, Clive?
That we join the fight.
I thought you'd never offer. Now, where I need you is the Fallen Gate. That's where the fighting is fiercest. Let the men know you come to help. Something tells me they'll be pleased to see you.
We're on our way.
Alright, quest accepted.
Do you think there are as many as Martha says?
More.
Let's go fight these assholes. Get this done. Thank you, Savage 2 Day. Seriously, thank you. That really helps the channel. I'm trying to build the members back up after having lost a ton last month. And we're getting there, so thank you for that. And congrats to anyone who just got a gifted membership. Be sure to thank Savage 2 Day for their generosity. Thank you for helping out the community, man. This way. So what are we fighting?
Clive, wounded.
Whoa.
We deal with the Akashic first.
Akashic monsters. And burninate them. Yeah. Woo! Take it. New wave approaches. All right. Execute. It's time to a party. Yeah. Let's keep doing this. Look, deadly chains, deadly chains, deadly chains, deadly chain, deadly chains, deadly chain, deadly chain, deadly chain. Oh shit! I missed. Amazing. Or they got their asses beat. Now what?
These men don't have the look of hired swords.
If you've come to rob this place,
You are mistaken, my Lord Rosfield. We're here by Madame Martha's leave.
how do you know my name?
Forgive me, my lord. There wasn't time for introductions. We're with the Guardians of the Flame.
Wade's men? But how did you come to be here? Where is your commander?
Sir Wade left earlier with a scouting party to find out where the Akashic were coming from.
Did he?
And he never came back. So now we gotta go find him. Gotcha. Alright. Do I have a favorite Hanna-Barbera cartoon? I mean, Hanna-Barbera were cartoons such as, let me think about this. Scooby-Doo, Flintstones, Yogi Bear, right? You know the one that was really cool? They had this one that was a crossover. Just shut up, Martha. It was one that was a crossover where all the Hanna-Barbera characters had like cars and they had this giant race. And remember, they all had the Dick Dastardly would always be trying to like screw the race over and stuff. Yeah, that was really cool. The ones that was the crossover, the Jetsons, Space Ghost. Yeah. That was my favorite. Wacky Racers, it was called. Yo, that was my favorite because it had all the characters and they were all like racing and competing against each other. I thought that was dope. They all were doing their own stuff, but it was like the big crossover cartoon. I thought it was super fun. Daxter says that's the best one. You agree? I like that one. The days of the good cartoons are done, though. Now kids have to fucking watch, you know, shit. There's nothing left for them to watch. Bunch of junk.
Squire, I need you to get those who can still walk up the lift.
Alright, shut up. Can we just figure out what we're doing here? I don't need to hear your 400 hours of dialogue. Wade's still helping. Now remember, Wade was part of this group earlier in the game, and now you're still helping him. Oh, look at this. A big-ass turtle. Is that the adamantoids from earlier? I think it is. Here we go. Stagger. Got hit only in the head, that's right. Yeah, let's put to the face. did not miss the bubbles. I forgot to do them. We're going to do the bubbles when we get a chance here. We get 100 likes on the stream, so thank you guys for that. Die! This should do it. Oh! Got him. Very good. No, I never played Cartoon Network Racers. Just Chilla says I had 2 times playback speed to catch up. I'm still falling asleep during the dialogue scenes. The fight scenes woke me up, though. Wow. Okay. All right, we killed them. Thanks, Wade. We don't need to gab with you for an hour about it, though. Because this is what you want us to do. Gab for an hour, and we don't care. Are we done? Is that the whole mission done? Nope. We have to make for Rhiannon's ride. Rhiannon? Why are we doing that? Anyway, yes, it is time. We hit 100 likes today. So let's do a celebratory silly bubble blow for you guys. Thanks to those who are supporting the stream today. I really appreciate it. And let's do it. Just to be silly. No bubble guns today. No, this is a main quest. You have to do this. This is not a side quest. Despite the fact it seems like a side quest, it's not. A lot of the stories like that. Very good. That's a lot of bubbles. They're going everywhere. Look at their little bubbles today. Itty bitties. Very nice. Yeah, I know. It is. I agree. Darth fixes the whole stream's going to end up being 3 hours of filler. You're completely right. It certainly seems that way, does it not? I don't think we're going to get to anything meaningful today. It seems like they were determined to give you the most filler possible. The 3 different areas you have to go do filler content, and they're all meaningless. Who cares about what we're doing right now? Right? Stupid. Wicked P says, me and my best friend used to talk about your channel a lot when they were growing up, when you first started off. Unfortunately, he passed away last year, but he was a big fan. Well, first of all, I'm very sorry to hear that. I'm sorry for your loss. I'm glad to hear that you guys enjoyed the content. And I thank you for being here today and sharing, and, you know, I wish you the best.
They're headed for the rest.
Pretty crazy. You know, when I've been around 15 years, I hear stories like this, you know? It's like you wouldn't think about anything like that. And you're like, dude, I've been doing this for so effing long. There's people who are like 5-10 year fans of us who haven't been around for 100 years, you know? It's crazy. For Akashic creatures. So I guess what it is these Akashic creatures have all been infected by the blight, right? And they turn into these crazy mutant creatures. Is that what the plot's supposed to be? I think. You don't have to do anything but lunge and magic first. Like, it seriously kills everything. Can't even get over there. Look, there's an invisible wall. I can't get to the creature.
Something's coming.
Another one of these Aramons.
Apologies, my lord. Did I miss anything?
All right, Wade. Join the fray.
So Wade, shall we?
He punched nothing. What about Flume? Akashic Blade. They're called Aramons, but I guess this is the variation, so this is called the feature. They have many different names in Final Fantasy, but they're always just flying people one eye. They're flying Mike Wazowski's before there was a Mike Wazowski. This is where they got the idea for Mike Wazowski. Hit me. No. Time to burninate. Where did he go? He's gone. What? He disappeared during the animation. He came back when it was done. You son of a bitch. You son of a bitch. That's pretty funny. Okay. Expand Dong says, howdy, I just beat Pikmin 4. I think I made the right choice between that game and this. Solid 9 out of 10. I might have even preferred Pikmin to Zelda, but there's no way that it makes game of the year. Pikmin 3 was great. I loved Pikmin 3. The only reason I'm not playing Pikmin 4 is because I'm already in the midst of too many other games and playthroughs. And quite frankly, after coming off of Zelda, I don't really think it would do that well. But I might play it in the future. We'll see. I thought Pikmin 3 was super unique and fun.
What did you find out there?
The same as Sir Wade. Scores of Akashic.
Well?
All right. Yeah. Very good. Very good. We killed the Akashic. So that's it. We did it. Okay, we did this one now. 2 filler quests complete. I got another filler quest to do before we can get back to the real game. I got a Guardian Scarf. Displayed in Clive's chambers. So this is one of the optional, well, not really optional because it's for the story, but it's going to be in his chambers for doing the mission. These two are still gabbing. Have I ever been to Canada before? I've explained this before. The only part of Canada I've been to is Newfoundland. Newfoundland for work back when I had that helicopter job many, many years ago. So nearly at this point, nearly 20 years ago, if you can believe it. Probably about 15, 16 years ago. You have to go Savage today? Well, thanks, man. He's excited for the GTA anniversary streams. Me too. Those continue tomorrow night. See you then if you can make it. Jade says, shall we get dangerous or let's get dangerous? Darkwing Duck? Let's get dangerous. I used to watch that show every day when I got home from school. Disney afternoon. It was DuckTales, Tailspin, Darkwing Duck, Chippendales Rescue Rangers. Later on, they changed it to be things like gargoyles and stuff like that, and that was fun. Okay, where are we? Okay, we're going this way?
You won't stop them. I saw it with my own eyes.
Here we go. Oh, I've just split the part. I didn't realize. Guys, we got to split the part. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed the part. On to the next.